Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. As always, guys, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so and the readings are resonating, go ahead and do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. So, Cancer, let's go ahead and see what do we have for this week for you. Okay, so coming out of a very stagnant energy and energy of um um it's almost like this feeling of like unsure about something, unsure about where things are were leading or something like that within a situation in your life. Now this could have been at work or in regards to love. These are just general readings, but regardless of whatever you were feeling uneasy about the last week or so, there is a shift in energy for you where you're beginning to see things clearly, in a sense where you're able to see the whole picture of something, and then are able to plan on how to move forward. So it's kind of weird because it's almost like, damn, I blinded myself to this, or I created this, whatever this is for you. So there is a sense of taking accountability for something in your life, whether it was a relationship, romantic or platonic, it doesn't matter, but there is a recognizing that you cannot continue on the way that you were going, right? So for and this is just an example, guys. Let's put it this way. You are, if you're out of shape, or you feel this or you feel that, and it's like, well, all you're doing is sitting down in front of the TV and eating junk food, then of course you're not going to feel well. Of course you're going to feel sluggish. Of course you're going to feel low in energy and things like that. And it's like almost realizing that even if it's one change in one meal a day, or decreasing the amount of sugar or whatever it is that makes you feel sluggish or makes you feel whatever, and whether that is taking a 10-minute walk in the morning or in the evening or whatever it is, those little changes, those little habits eventually lead to bigger changes and bigger habits. So instead of trying to jump, right, and going from, like, 300 pounds to like 150 in one day, you're seeing how, like, okay, if I do these steps and I stay consistent, because consistency is the key here, then I am going to be able to accomplish that. Instead of, like, when people are doing like crash diets and things like that, it's like, yeah, you could lose 15 pounds in 2 weeks. But if when you're done, you go back to your normal eating habits, what's going to happen? That weight plus more is going to come on, right? It's almost like the same thing where, and again, this is not to throw shade on anyone, but there are sometimes people that go ahead and have plastic surgery, whether it's tummy tucks, whether it's this, whether it's that, but then they don't change the habits that led them to want to change that aspect of themselves, right? So it is about going underneath what habits have led you to feel unfulfilled in life, right? And then realizing that you don't have to change all of those habits all at once, but you do have to start somewhere. And the starting doesn't have to wait until Monday. The starting can start, well, today is Monday, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to wait till next Monday, right? You can start today. You can start where you are at this moment in time. And that is something that I feel you Cancers really need to kind of get a hold of. It's like, I don't have to put anything off. Like, I don't have to put my health off. I don't have to put off my happiness. I don't have to put off my passion. I don't have to put off anything. And instead of waiting for the right or perfect moment for something, you're instead making this moment the perfect moment to go ahead and get something started. And in the moment that you step into that energy, you start to see things clearly. and you start to take accountabilities for where it is that your life is at now, right? We all have our challenges, we all have our things that we face on a daily basis, but it's how we choose to show up for ourselves every day that determines who we are, right? It is not the circumstances themselves that determine who we are. It is what we choose to do when we are faced with them that determines who we are, as far as like our character and who we are within ourselves. So let's go ahead and let's put out 3 tarot cards. So, so this is kind of weird the way that it came out, because we have the Ace of Swords with the Hermit, right? Wanting to break free from something, wanting to change something, but then we do have the Six of Wands in the reverse. There is still fear that something is out of reach. And this mentality is what you have to work against this week. Because I do pick up this energy where you're ready to fight off this stagnant energy, but at the same time, it's like, well, what if I don't succeed? Well, sweetie, you're not gonna know unless you take that leap. Unless you go ahead and you make those changes that have been brewing inside of you for a while now. If you want to find that stability in your life, and with everyone and everything around you, then you first have to find that stability within yourself. You know, at this point in your life, regardless of your age, you've come to a sense or to a point where it is time for you to wake up and to realize that how you treat your body and how you take care of it has a lot to do with how everything else manifests. So, you know, whether it is that you have to do research, whatever it is that you need to do, you need to go ahead and do it now. If you're having health issues, whether it is, you know, your blood pressure or your cholesterol or whatever it is, yes, you may be on medication for it. I'm not telling you to go off your meds. Do not twist my words, but there are other options, right? There are other ways to lower your blood pressure, to lower your cholesterol. Yes, some of them are, you know, some people have them hereditary, but let's say if you're the only one in your family and it's due to what you're eating, then you can bring it down and eventually be off the medication. So it's kind of like looking at life in that way. Our bodies are always sending us signals as to what needs attention and what we need to be aware of, whether it is our physical body ourselves, or what is going on in our spiritual life, or what is going on in our reality, our surroundings, and needing to get into that, needing to get to that point where you're not just sensing and recognizing the signals that your body is sending you, but also learning to interpret them. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. Now, this can be confirmation to the reading. This can be your advice or something that you need to be made aware of that you're not seeing clearly. We have the elements. And the elements talks about, remember to feel the warmth pushing through her womb. You are a child of mother. True harmony awaits you. So again, we're talking about feels. This is number 16. We're talking about who you are, right? And who you are, again, is not your circumstances. Who you are is not what quote unquote has happened to you, when in reality it has happened for you in order to have you wake up and have you see things so that you can make the changes that you need to make. So it is about waking up and coming back into your power, right? And again, it's not something that is probably won't happen overnight, and that is fine. We're constantly healing, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing, and that is what life is about. And you have to get comfortable in those spaces of changes. Well, guys, thank you for all your love and support. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Guys, take care. Mwah. Love you all. Bye-bye.